A History of How Humans Use the Toilet, Part 2. Welcome back. Are you ready for more poop on the poop? I tell you what, I love history, even if it's about dung. At the time, members of the human race has spent on the loo, or the toilet, makes it an integral part of our heritage. We left off last time with King Richard II of England, and let's pick up the story with the French. The people of England called the toilet the loo. The word finds its origin in France during the Middle Ages. In relieving their domicile of the contents of the loo, or the chamber pot, they would empty it into the streets, and they would shout out a warning, "Gardez à l'eau," which roughly translates loo, which meant watch out for the water. When I think of castles, I think of lovely structures with elegant dressed women and men, towers climbing high into the sky. And the castle had what is called a privy. These were built into bays that jutted out from the side walls of the castle. The more complicated privies actually drained into stone channels and then into underground pits. Early, somewhat primitive privies merely had a hole in the bottom of the bay, and as a result, the waste fell directly into the castle's moat or the river below. One really had to be careful when walking down the street where rich people lived, because the elegant homes had bays that hung out over the street, apparently allowing the poop and pee to fall directly onto an unfortunate passerby. Have you ever wondered how long the flushing toilet has been around? You probably haven't, yet it is pretty crucial to our daily lives. Well, the first flush toilet came to be in 1596 thanks to a man named Sir John Harrington. He also had the distinction of being a godson of Queen Elizabeth I, and he provided the Queen with a flush toilet all her own. You might call it the royal throne. Okay, so much for bad humor. For some reason, though, the flush toilet was not a big hit, as you would, think it might be. And then in 1755, Alexander Cummings of London, England, applied for and was granted the first patent for the flushing toilet. But people still seem to like the chamber pots better. For British royalty, the chamber pot got the royal treatment. For example, Henry VIII had a privy chamber with what was known as a close stool. And basically this was a chair that enclosed the actual chamber pot. The chair was padded in black velvet and trimmed with ribbons, fringes, and quilting. All of this was held on with 2,000 gilt nails that held all the paraphernalia where the designers wanted it. Now Henry VIII's daughter was Elizabeth I. She preferred red velvet and also had a portable toilet that she took with her on trips. Some chamber pots were created with unique functions. One such pot played a tune when a hidden drawer in the commode was opened, perhaps desiring to cover up offending sounds. Well, others pictured political figures in what might be an attempt to make a political negative statement right directly on the person's face in the bottom of the chamber pot. Former President Thomas Jefferson was also quite the inventor, and one of his inventions was an indoor privy. His system used pulleys, and servants hauled away the president's chamber pots from what was called an earth closet, which basically this was a seat with a hole over a wooden box that was lined with a pan of wood ashes. Now, of course, there is a whole lot we have not touched on, but these are just a few episodes in the evolution, if you will, of the toilet. In 1857, another invention came upon the scene, changing the way people cleansed themselves after doing the deed. Yes, 1857 is the year that toilet paper came about. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this program, and please leave any comments, pro or con, as I always love to hear from my viewers. Have a great day, and the next time you're in the restroom, think a little bit about its history.